I'm going to start off by priming my face with the Becca Backlight Priming Filter. I'm really loving this stuff. It gives your face such a pretty glow. I've actually been using it a lot without any foundation on, just like when I'm going to school, I'll just put this on and put like a little bit of concealer under my eye and I feel like I'm good to go. It's really pretty. It makes your face look really healthy. For foundation, I'm going to use the Clinique Stay Matte Oil-Free Makeup. And I have really oily skin, so this stuff works really well for me. I've had a really hard time lately finding a foundation that I really truly like. I feel like I've kind of just been like settling for foundations. But this is the first one that I found that works really well for my skin. So if you have oily skin, I would definitely give it a try. Oh, then the brush that I'm using is from Real Techniques, and it is the buffing brush. One thing that I really like about this foundation is that it's really full coverage without looking cakey or that you have too much makeup on, which I have to use a full coverage foundation because I have a lot of redness in my face. So I need a thicker consistency in order to cover it, like especially right here on my cheeks. This one especially, I have like a lot of redness here. So I have to put a couple layers right there. And with other foundations that I've been using, layering them on top have just been looking really thick and cakey. So I'm really happy with this foundation. Then for concealer, I'm going to use the Makeup Forever Ultra HD, and this is in color Y31. So I just recently got this and I really like it, but the only downside to it is that it doesn't have a brush, which is first world problems, but I don't know, I don't really like having to put it on with my finger because it kind of leaves it, I feel like I wipe off some of the foundation that I put on, but with a brush it doesn't do that. So kind of sucks, but it's not too bad. It makes up for how well this concealer works, so it's not that big of a deal. This concealer works really well. It has a lot of coverage with, once again, not being cakey. So yeah, I'm really loving this stuff. And then I'm going to spray some Max Fix Plus onto a beauty blender. I'm too lazy to get up and go dampen it, so I'm going to just do this. And if you're ever having troubles with your concealer not blending very well, it's probably because if you're using a beauty blender, if it's not blending very well, it's probably because it needs to be more damp than it is. So don't ever worry about it being too damp, because I feel like the damper it is, the better. At least in my opinion. Some people actually like to use it just completely dry, which you still get a really nice effect like that, but just personally I think it works better if it's extra damp. And then to set my face, I'm going to use the Airspun Translucent Powder, a Sigma Tapered Highlighter brush. I love using this brush to set my under eyes. It fits in there so well. And I'm putting this powder pretty much everywhere that I just highlighted, and then I will, then I don't powder the rest of my face. It makes it have a really nice dewy effect by not powdering your entire face and just your T-zone. Then next I'm going to go in with some bronzer, and this is my favorite bronzer, but I don't know if I'm ever going to be able to get it again. So it came in, it's like one of the Disney collections that Walgreens has been having. Like, I started last year that every month they're featuring a new Disney princess and has like a whole really cute collection of makeup. And this was their Pocahontas collection. But yeah, it's just limited edition stuff, so I don't know what to do when this bronzer's gone, because it's my favorite. And it was like $5. I would seriously spend $20 on this thing if that's what I had to do to get it. It's like the perfect, it's kind of similar to the consistency of like the Too Faced, I believe it's Too Faced, the chocolate bronzer, you know, the one that smells like chocolate. I forgot what like that collection is called. But it literally has that same consistency, and it's a really nice grayer undertone bronzer, which works better for my skin. And I feel like it's kind of hard to come by because a lot of bronzers, well, the point of them is to bronze up your face, so they have some like orangey flecks in it, and this one has zero of that, so it just works really well for me. So definitely need to be on the lookout for a new one really soon. And I'm loving this brush so much for bronzer. It's the MAC 135 brush. The way that it's tapered, I don't know if you can really tell, the way that it's tapered works so well for bronzing and kind of sculpting out your cheekbones without being too harsh. So you definitely could use this to contour, which I do sometimes. But just for bronzing the face, it works really well. Alright, so just sculpt out those cheekbones a little bit more. I'm going to still use the same bronzer. And I forgot the name of this brush by NARS. It's a contour brush, but I forgot its name. And I like using this for contouring. Okay, then for blush, I'm going to use from Dior. It's, what is this? Harmony D Blush. What is it? Oh, it's 001 Sunrise Party. Yeah, there's so many different, like if you own any Dior stuff, if you look in the back, it literally has like so many different things that that the name could be. It's so confusing. But this one has a lot of darker tones. I'm pretty dark right now, and a lot of my blushes, I have a lot of pretty bright, like peachy blushes, and I kind of wanted a darker one, so that's why I'm using this one. And I'm just mixing them all together, kind of staying more on this side here. I'm just going to go on the apples of my cheeks. And this is my favorite blush brush. It's the MAC 166. It's kind of rubbed off. 168. I think 168. And then for a highlight, I am going to go in with the Becca and Jaclyn Hill Champagne Pop and a fan brush. This one is from DLX Fan. My sister-in-law actually sent me this brush, so I don't really know where it's from, but it's called DLX Fan. And then what I've been liking to do is wet down your beauty blender really well with some kind of setting spray and then push your highlight in. I feel like it makes it look less powdery and kind of it melts into your skin and looks more flawless that way. Okay, now I'm going to move on to my brows, and I'm going to use the Anastasia Brow Wiz in the color medium brown. So for years, like since high school, I've always used brow powder, and I don't know, the first time I ever tried a brow pencil, I just really sucked at it, and I felt like I just went too overboard. Like, I don't know if you watched my my latest haul video, but I kind of went into depth about pencils and all of that. So anyways, yeah, I just like got stuck on brow powder for a really long time, and I felt that I could get the best achieved brow with that. But now that I've been using this for going on 2 weeks and I've kind of, I guess, perfected it, I really like it, and I can't believe that I've been using brow powder for so long. So I think it was pretty much just like the product I was using for my brows, like the old brow pencils that I used, just they weren't very good. So now that I found a good quality one, I'm really happy with it. Okay, so I'm going to move on to the eyes now, and to prime them I'm going to use the Thank Me Later by Elizabeth Mott eyeshadow primer. I've never used this before. It came in my latest Ipsy bag, but I've been wanting to try it, so why not now? I think I put too much on. Okay, so a little bit goes a long way, I guess, with this product. So I have no idea what I'm going to be doing for my eyes. I have a couple different palettes laid out here, so let's see what I come up with. I know that I kind of want it to be on the light side, like light eyeshadows like pinks and whites and frosty pink colors, just because it's Valentine's Day, so you don't want to be too over the top. And I originally was going to go in with like a dark lip color, and I was thinking like realistically I probably wouldn't wear that just because I know that like if I were to be kissing my husband or something, I wouldn't want all of that to like transfer onto him. So realistically I'd probably just keep it pretty simple, and I still want to wear a lipstick that's visible, but I just don't want to go with like a dark red or something that I originally had thought of. So it's going to be kind of just like a romantic pink look, I guess. So I'm going to start off with, most of the colors I'm going to be using are from the Morphe 350 palette, and I'm going to stay away from the popular side, this side over here. I don't want the look to be too smoky and dark, so I'm going to stick with a lot of the colors up here, and I will be using this frost color for sure over here for the center of the lid. It's a really pretty champagne color that's really pigmented and frosty. It's really pretty. Okay, so I'm going to go in with this color up here with the Sigma E25 blending brush just all over my eye, just to give the eyeshadow a nice base. And if you don't have this palette, a lot of these colors are just common colors in other palettes, so if you don't have it, I'll just give a description of kind of what the color is. So this one is just kind of like a really light cream color, and it's matte. start with. And then with a fluffy brush, I'm going to take, let's see, I'm going to take the color two shades down from this. It's kind of like a really light coffee tan color, and once again it's matte. And I'm just going to work this in the crease as a transition shade. I'm going to be kind of heavy with this color. And I'm going to work this all the way deep into the inner corner here. I need a darker color, so let's go in with this shade right here. It's kind of like a red brown, a deep red brown, and it's matte as well. I need a smaller brush for that, so I'm going to use the Sigma E45. It's the small tapered blending brush, and this brush is really nice for getting into the crease. So I'm going to take a little bit of that and focus this just right into the crease. And I want to keep my lid bare as possible, so try not to get any on there as much as possible. Okay, so then to blend that out some more, I'm going to go in with another fluffy brush and with no product and just blend this out really well. Okay, so then I'm going to go in with this really pretty champagne color here. You're going to focus this right on just your lid. And I feel like I want the corners and the inner corner of my eye to be a little bit darker. So I'm going to go back in with this, this shade right here, the reddish brown color, and just darken that up a bit. And something even smaller. So I just traded that brush out for a smaller pencil brush to really get in there. Yeah, that's more the color that I want. Okay, then I'm going to take this color right here that we used in the crease of our eye. That's going to go on our lower lash line. And take a smaller brush and then go in with that red-brown color again, and that's going to go right on top of the other color we just put on our lower lash line. just to give it some more depth and dimension. Then I'm going to line my lower lash line with some white eyeliner, and this one is from Rimmel. Rimmel is 071 Pure White. And I really want a really bright, wide-eyed, doughy effect. So what you're going to do is, instead of stopping right here, you're going to go all the way in, all the way into the corner of your eye. Then going to finish off with some mascara. And I'm using the L'Oreal Telescopic in Carbon Black. Okay, then for lips, I'm going to first go in with the NYX Lip Primer in Nude. And then I'm going to line my lips with the Model Co. in color, let's see, what color is this? It's the Illusion Lip Liner. It has no color. Maybe that's the color, just Illusion Lip Liner. Then for lipstick, I'm going to use the Matte Cream Sheen Coral Bliss. This lipstick shade really complements the champagne color in the center of our lids. And then for lashes, so funny story, these lashes I got on this app called Wish. I don't know if you've heard of that. It's pretty popular. A lot of people have been using it recently. It's pretty much a app where you can buy anything from like art supplies to clothes to makeup and all that, and they had these really pretty lashes on there for only $1, and it said that they were 100% mink hair. I don't know if that's true because they were $1, and you know, like the Velour lashes or House of Lashes, they have their mink lashes for like $30, so I highly doubt these are mink. I think they are lying, but they're still extremely pretty. Here, I'll get a close-up so you can see them. They're really pretty. So whether they're mink or not, I would have bought them. So I'm really excited to try them out. And this is the first time I've been using them, so if they're as pretty as I'm hoping they're going to be, then I'm going to order probably 1,000,000 of them. I wanted to zoom in so you could see me put them on, but that was a really bad example. Anyways, they look pretty. I really like them a lot. They're just extremely difficult. Yeah, so I recommend these, but if you are new to lashes and you're kind of learning, these are not a good learner lash. They're seriously so difficult. Here is the makeup look, guys. I hope you like it. Yeah, I definitely think this is the exact look that I'm going to do for Valentine's Day. I really like it. It turned out exactly how I hoped it would. Except for maybe the lashes are a bit much, but that's okay. I still like them. So while the curling iron heats up, what we're going to do is you're going to take a hair tie and you're going to put your hair in a really high ponytail. So after you have your hair in a high ponytail, you're going to just take sections and you're going to curl it. And I am using the Remington curl wand. I think this is 1.5 inches, the thicker one. And the only rule to this is you just curl away from you. So you don't want the curl to go towards you. You want to curl away. And I have thick hair. It's not like the thickest hair in the world, but the thicker the hair you have, the smaller sections you want to do. Even if you're trying to go for really just big waves, you still want to curl in small sections, and you'll still achieve the big bouncy waves. So when you are all done curling your hair, it should look something like this. Just a bunch of little waves, and then you're going to take your hair out of the ponytail. And you'll have really pretty waves like this. And since the ponytail was so high on top of your head, the curl actually goes all the way up, which is nice. So you will have to put a couple more curls in your hair just to fix the front of it right here. So I like to just brush it out with my fingers like this. And then I have a little bit of a kink right there. Every now and then you'll get like a couple little kinks, but it's easy to, you just want to fix the curl, but it doesn't take very long. Just brush it out. So these are the only problem areas that I have from doing this, just like the front here you can see isn't very curled. But just take that front section and curl away from you. And then I always brush it out. Looks like I'll have to do one over here too. Yeah, see how simple that was? I was only curling my hair for about 5 minutes. Alright, and then I just take like a rat-tailed comb like this, and then how you make the curls even bigger is you lightly brush them out. Just really lightly though. And you don't start from the top and push down, start from the ends and just fluff it out, kind of like that. And then you just take any kind of hairspray. I recommend an aerosol, not the non-aerosol, I guess is what they're called. And hold your hair out, like grab it, hold it out, and spray it. And then keep holding it up for just a second. And look how much volume you have. See, compared to this side. So you'll just, once again, this side, hold it out like that. Spray. And then you have a ton of volume.